Hey everyone, welcome back again. Please make sure you subscribe. Here we go. After 128 matches under Erik ten Hag, the Ruben Amorim era at Manchester United officially gets underway today at Ipswich Town. United are 13th in the Premier League table, but were also only 4 points off third place before this weekend's matches. Amorim started putting the underachieving players through their paces on Monday. Ipswich have not hosted United since April 2002 and last beat them in the league in September 1994. On the day, Paul Scholes claimed his first league goal. Here are 5 things to look out for in Amorim's first match in charge today. United have been reluctant to get overly positive about Amorim's reign before a ball has been kicked, but their excitement could be gauged by the lengthy training footage they published on Monday night. Training sessions are so sensitive, a wall was erected earlier this season to thwart any prying eyes on adjacent pitches at Carrington, yet Amorim was audible as he timed attacks from back to front. The United was also distinguishable. Heaton, Yoro, Evans, Shaw, Antony, Casemiro, Mainu, Malacia, Ahmed, Mount, Rashford. The majority could line up at Portman Road, as they will have had the most team training sessions under Amorim. Andre Onana, Bruno Fernandes, Alejandro Garnacho and Matthijs de Ligt would expect to start. Manuel Ugarte has not started in United's first games back after internationals, but he is the only player familiar to Amorim before he met the United squad last week. Rasmus Højlund, without a goal in his past 12 appearances for Denmark, and Joshua Zirkzee endured unfulfilling times away with their nations. Marcus Rashford is not a striker, but he has form for catching fire under a new manager, and the alternatives are uninspiring. Amorim would set out his stall if he starts without Ten Hag strikers, relegates Casemiro to the bench, and/or benches another regular. The prospect of Amorim starting Garnacho and Rashford as the wide men in the midfield four seems fanciful. Neither relish tracking back, and if United are to flourish in their new coach's system, a balance will have to be struck. Chelsea's last Premier League title in 2016-17 was achieved via Antonio Conte's 3-4-3 with Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses on the flanks. That was a sound balance, as it was not too gung-ho and not too cautious. Alonso was a wing-back by trade and Moses a winger. Ahmad played as one of the two behind Rashford in the training footage, but would be worthy of consideration at wide left. Amorim does at least have 4 fit senior fullbacks, a luxury Erik ten Hag last briefly had in December 2023. Lenny Yoro has been involved in team training since the start of the month, and United could be without 2 centre-halves today. Tuesday marks exactly 4 months to the day since Yoro fractured the metatarsal in his left foot, and his return to full fitness is well timed, with Amorim now occupying the manager's office at Carrington. Yoro played only 80 minutes for United in pre-season, but a debut within the next week, be it against Ipswich or Bodo Glimt, feels inevitable for younger football followers. Ipswich are perhaps best known for Marcelo Bielsa, mispronouncing their name when he was coach of Leeds United. "I give up," Bielsa said after a few attempts. Ipswich have not played United at home since the month of the Queen Mother's funeral. Their first Premier League win in 22.5 years at Tottenham 2 weeks ago ensured this game does not have as ominous an air about it for United's pessimists. Ruben Amorim insists he is the right man at the right time to take over as the head coach of Manchester United. Amorim, 39, has signed a 2.5-year contract after a successful 4 years with Sporting, whom he guided to 2 Portuguese titles. The Portuguese will take charge of United for the first time away to Ipswich Town in the Premier League on Sunday. And Amorim insists it is not an impossible job to make United champions again, nearly 12 years on from their last championship in 2013. "I really don't know the biggest challenge," Amorim admitted. "I will find out during these months. You had here different type of coaches, so the guys who won everything, like Van Gaal and Mourinho. You had new ones who knew the club inside out, like Solskjaer, and one of the best that there will ever be outside the 5 strongest leagues was Ten Hag. So I don't know. I think we have to improve as a club. We need time, and every coach that comes here needs time, but acknowledge also we have to win games, so I don't have answers for that. You have different type of coaches, the same result. We will try to do it our way, Ineos way, and my way." Now, of course, it is not an impossible job. I believe that. Call me naive, but I truly believe I am the right guy in the right moment. I could be wrong, but the world still will turn, the sun will rise again. I don't worry about that. I truly believe I'm the right guy for this job. I'm a little bit of a dreamer, and I believe in myself. I also believe in the club. I think we have the same idea, the same mindset, so that can help, but I truly believe in the players also. I know you guys don't believe a lot in these players, but I believe a lot. We have room to improve. I want to try new things. You guys think it's not possible. I think it's possible. We will see in the end. Amorim also stressed he can be fairly judged within his first 2 years whether he is a credible enough coach to make United a force again. I have 2.5 years of contract and you guys talk about that. I think 2 years, you can understand if I'm the right manager to go in this process. I think we will need more time, because if you look to the other clubs that are winning this league, they are doing this process for a long time, but they are winning. That is why they have time to do this project. I understand that we will need more than 2.5 years. We will have to win something somewhere. But in 2 years, you can understand if you want to continue in this path or you change. We will see how long it will be. I don't know about repair, but like I said, we have space to grow as a team. I think we have to improve in a lot of areas. The understanding of the game, I know it's a different way of playing, and we are changing in the middle of the season. We have to improve the physical aspect of the team. It's something we want to improve, and that's it. I don't know how long it will take. I know when you are in Manchester United, you have to win games. So I will not tell you that I need a lot of time. It's a great league. It's the strongest league in the world, and we have to improve a lot to try to win it. So what I can say is we have to win games to win time and then to win titles. Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish striker making waves in Europe, is set to be one of the most sought-after players in next summer's transfer window. Reports indicate that the forward will be available for a fee of approximately £63 million, attracting the interest of Premier League giants Manchester United and Chelsea. Currently starring for Sporting CP, Gyökeres has been in scintillating form, combining his physicality, technical skill and keen eye for goal to devastating effect. His performances in the Portuguese league and European competitions have solidified his reputation as one of the brightest striking talents on the continent. With Manchester United struggling for consistency in front of goal this season, Gyökeres represents a potential solution. Manager Ruben Amorim is reportedly a big admirer of the Swede, who fits the profile of a dynamic striker capable of linking play and finishing chances. United have relied heavily on Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund, but the addition of Gyökeres could provide much-needed depth and competition in the attacking department. Given Amorim's familiarity with the Portuguese league, his insight could give United an edge in the race for the striker's signature. Chelsea, meanwhile, are also keen on Gyökeres as they continue their squad overhaul under Mauricio Pochettino. Despite investing heavily in their attack, the Blues still lack a consistent goalscorer. Gyökeres' versatility and work rate make him an ideal candidate to thrive in Pochettino's system. As the transfer window edges closer, fans can expect the race for Gyökeres to dominate headlines. Both Manchester United and Chelsea have the resources to meet Sporting's valuation, but the player's preference and Champions League qualification could be deciding factors in his eventual destination. The competition between the two English heavyweights is likely to intensify as the summer approaches, with both clubs eager to bolster their squads ahead of the 2025 season. Sporting CP are resigned to losing their star striker but are determined to secure a significant fee for him. The £63 million price tag reflects Gyökeres' growing stature and the demand for prolific forwards in the current market. For now, Gyökeres remains focused on finishing the season strong with Sporting, but the allure of the Premier League could soon make him one of the marquee signings of 2025. It is unusual for Manchester United to release such in-depth footage of training as they did on Monday, showing plenty of action from Ruben Amorim's first day on the grass at Carrington. The 7-minute clip showed Amorim arranging the players available to him in his favoured 3-4-3 shape, and it's been pored over relentlessly since to decipher any clues as to what he may or may not do. It was clear that the 39-year-old was at the heart of the action at Carrington, taking on a hands-on role in a high-intensity session. There was also praise for one player who could be well suited to Amorim's demands, but has hardly a mention in the chat about the players, or might not win favour with the former Sporting boss. In one clip, Mason Mount latches onto a Tyrell Malacia pass, and you can hear Amorim shout, "Good movement, Mace," across the pitch. In the following clip, it is Mount himself scoring from another attack. After each one ends in a goal, Amorim is seen looking at his watch and demanding his players get going again. He wants his team to play with an intensity and aggression that wasn't always evident at United under Erik Ten Hag. Mount can deliver these characteristics, however, and he was impressive at the very start of this season, pressing on the front foot and showing an energy that really added something to the team's play. Unfortunately, it was a familiar story when Mount picked up an injury at Brighton. After a brief comeback in September, he returned to the treatment table before coming on against PAOK earlier in November. The 25-year-old is now back fit and back in full training and already impressing Amorim. It remains to be seen whether Mount has done enough to start for the first time in 3 months when United face Ipswich this weekend, but at the very least, he will be an option off the bench. Mount must make up for lost time in his Old Trafford career. He was signed for £55 million in the summer of 2023, with a further £5 million in add-ons, and was earmarked to be the connector in Erik Ten Hag's midfield three. He didn't stay fit enough for long enough to make that spot his own, and Kobbie Mainoo's emergence dropped Mount down the pecking order. There is a feeling that the former Chelsea midfielder is better closer to goal, and under Amorim he might find it hard to challenge for either of the two deeper midfield slots, which could be a battle between Manuel Ugarte, Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo. But the Portuguese coach does often pick two number 10s, and that could well be Mount's best position. In Ten Hag's 4-3-3, Mount had no chance of displacing Bruno Fernandes, but now there could be room for both of them to play a central, creative role behind a striker. That's an opportunity Mount can't afford to waste. He will face competition for that role, probably from the cast of wingers who might look to operate there now, such as Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford and Ahmad. It will be fascinating to see how Amorim fits enough attacking talent onto the pitch to make a difference, but you can see why he would like someone like Mount. At his best, he is a coach's dream, and there is a reason so many coaches have loved working with him. One of them was Thomas Tuchel, soon to take over as England head coach. With a fresh start on offer at club level as well, it's a big few months ahead for Mount.